since I can't change any components in this car, I cannot lighten anything because that would be against the Solo Spec rules. The only thing that I can lighten is myself. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this video, I want to talk about how Project BRZ is over and how Project Driver Mod, it's about to begin. I want to share with you my new goal for this year. This year as in from September 2018 to September 2019. The SCCA Tire Rack Solo Nationals just happened in Lincoln, Nebraska. And a lot of my buddies that I autocross with, they had such a great time, and a bunch of them actually took home some trophies, and a couple of them were actual champions. So it got me thinking, what can I do for the next year? Because Project BRZ, it's pretty much done. And my goal was to turn this car into the Solo Spec Coupe class BRZ. In a nutshell, Solo Spec Coupe is a spec racing for autocross. It's a totally new class meant specifically for the 2013 to 2016 Scion FRSs and Subaru BRZs. So the whole concept completely appealed to me because I set out to sort of make a Project Driver mod from the get-go, but I had to focus on building the car first, and therefore that's where Project BRZ was born. And Project Driver Mod was always kind of like in the back burner. For this next year, starting now to September 2019, is all about the Driver Mod, because my number one goal, and it's a big goal, is to go to the 2019 Tire Rack SCCA Solo Nationals in Lincoln, Nebraska. But it's not just attending or just bringing my car there, but to also bring home a trophy. Now, that is a fairly difficult task because this class is so competitive. The premise is that everyone runs the same equipment. The only differentiating factor is the driver and potentially some alignment specifications. Last year, there were 80 drivers, between men and women, there were 80 drivers, and they gave out about 20 trophies. And the difference between coming first and 10th is like about 1 second. The margin is so small that it's incredibly difficult to do really well. But that's 1 year away, and I have so many different autocross opportunities where I could hone my skill. And another element to the driver mod aspect is that since I can't change any components in this car, I cannot lighten anything because that would be against the Solo Spec rules. The only thing that I can lighten is myself. Now that is the second aspect of this goal, this huge lofty goal of taking home a trophy for the Solo Spec Coupe class, and that's to basically lose about 30 pounds. Now, I stepped on the scale this morning and it was a pretty disappointing sight. Me personally, this is the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. I stepped on a scale and it said 217 pounds. When I was a lot younger, my healthy weight was about 185 pounds. That means that I have to lose 32 pounds in 1 year. And, you know, losing weight, it differs for different people, but for me, generally, it's not a difficult task. What's difficult is the fact that I have to keep it off for an entire year. And this being September means that I have Thanksgiving in front of me, I have Christmas, so all of the temptation is right in front of me. And again, the whole point of losing weight is because it's less stuff for the car to carry. Now, albeit 30 pounds is really not much given that the car is about 2,800 pounds without me sitting in it, but every little bit helps. And if we're talking about the margins, about bringing home a trophy for the Solo Spec Coupe, everything matters. And this is the second element of the goal. And this isn't going to become some sort of a fitness thing unless you guys are interested in that. But You're not gonna see me like working out or whatever. You might see me talk about the things that I do, like the diets that I'm on, in general, the progress that I'm going through. So every once in a while, probably every autocross video, I'll provide you with an update of what my weight is and how I'm doing in general. That's more of a secondary point of the video. The first point is really to talk about how to get better at autocross. So if you've seen Project BRZ, then you know that a lot of instructors have sat down in this chair and have also sat down and driven this car and talked about how to drive fast around an autocross course. My goal is to focus on every little tip that they've provided. So potentially for one video, I'll focus solely on how to have smoother inputs on your steering wheel. Another episode could be what's the trick on looking up, because everyone will say when you're racing that you always have to look up, look ahead, and look beyond the windscreen. But that is easier said than done. And I'm here to tell you that even after 7 autocrosses, that is still not an easy thing to do. It's something that you have to tell yourself all the time. So I think I have a couple of good tips for that episode. So when that comes, make sure that you're subscribed. So that's it. That's the whole point of this video, is to introduce Project Driver Mod for the BRZ. It's going to be a long and arduous journey, but you know what? What gets measured gets improved, and as long as I stay on top of it, and my goal is to produce a video every week. I have an autocross event. Now, I live in the Northeast in New Jersey, so there's a ton of autocross events every week, almost every week. There's one that I usually attend at the Meadowlands. There's also one in Central Jersey. There's some in PA and Pocono. So there's plenty of autocross sessions where I can hone my skills. But there's going to be times when I can't autocross, like in the winter time. Chances are there's going to be no autocrosses in the month of December. They'll play it by ear. It's highly dependent on weather. In addition to that, I'm not the only person in Shifting Lanes. I run it with 2 other people. They have other projects to share as well, like Gregson has Project Volvo V70R and Chad has Project IS300. So in general, I'm going to have a video every Monday, and that's what I'm hoping for. And then Gregson will have a video every Wednesday, and Chad will have a video every Friday. That is the new schedule going forward from here on out. I'll be producing other videos too that's not autocross related, because we got press cars every now and then, so I typically do the good, bad, and ugly review. And so if you want to see any of those, the playlist is up here. But when I'm not doing autocross videos, I'm probably doing those types of videos. So just make sure that if you're interested in any of that, just hit the subscribe button, because we have a lot of content. You know, we've been focusing on generating a lot of content for YouTube for the past almost 2 years now. So it's been a lot of fun, and you know, this Project Driver Mod is going to take a heavy portion of that schedule, just because trying to meet this goal that I've set for myself, you know, losing weight and also trying to become a better driver, it is not easy. But you know what? I've got a great autocross community that I talk to. They're always willing to help out and provide tips. And you know, you'll find this when you go autocrossing, is that there's just a ton of people out there that are just willing to help out. This is what makes people fall in love with the automotive community. It's just like there's just so many great people willing to help out. And autocross, even though it's like basically about 6 to 8 minutes of racing for an entire day, it's an intense 6 to 8 minutes, and everyone enjoys it. And when you're not racing or working, you're like chatting about cars with other great people. But anyway, that's a side tangent about how great autocross is. And if you're interested in getting into an autocross, definitely check out the site autocrossforyou.com. That's autox, the number 4, and the letter u.com, for if you're interested in checking out events in the northern Jersey area. And you can also check out motorsportsreg.com. They have a lot of, you could just type in your zip code and then you can see all the different motorsports events in your area. So anyway, I think I've talked on long enough. Again, this is the introductory episode of Project Driver Mod. Again, Project BRZ is pretty much over. There's really not a lot of other components that I can buy for this. I can swap out the exhaust because I still have the stock exhaust, and I believe that's about 25 to 30 pounds. I could cut it down to at minimum 18 pounds. So that's potentially another upgrade that I can do. Another one is to optimize the camber. I could buy some spacers and extended studs to get more camber, and when it comes to autocross, more camber means more speed. The more speed you can carry, basically. So those are the few things that I could do for Project BRZ. Really, the only other element of Project BRZ or this Solo Spec Coupe build is improving the driver. So this is purely a driver mod series now, and I hope that you stick around and see how this journey goes. I'm so excited. And you know, I mean, people get excited when they start out on a new diet or start out on a new goal, but this is different. I'm going to stick with this. And if you've seen Project BRZ, you've seen how I've stuck with it for the past 6 months. And you know what? This is a longer goal, and this is totally happening. And I hope you're subscribed so you can watch my journey. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap the video up right there. It's a long one, I know, I'm sorry, but you know what? I wanna thank you so much for tuning in and watching till the very end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button again so you can follow my journey on Project Driver Mod. And also check out our other videos, our good, bad, and ugly reviews. And also all the other project cars, Project Volvo V70R and Project IS300. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up right there. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.